Alright, Shalom. Shalom Akim. Ariel back at you with another lesson. So I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Harakak Wadash. Double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Shout out to the house of David and all the sincere Akim. So yes man, US Marines activate space unit as a race to secure low Earth's orbit intensifies. The Marine Corps has activated a new specialized unit called the Marine Corps Force Space Command. MAR Force Space has a subordinate organization to the US Space Command, which will provide space operation support to the Fleet Marine Force while building a convergence. Let's check out this video. This is all in line with Operation Warp Speed, Revelation 12 and 12, which I done a video on that. The vaccine will be able to immunize 20 million people by the end of this year, by December. So like I said, this is all in cahoots with the Operation Warp Speed. Satan knows he's running out of time. Let's see what they've been up to without further ado.
This is Dabu 7. We have word now that the U.S. Marines have activated a space unit here in terms of trying to battle for the space domain, subspace. They are saying that this Marine Corps Forces Space Command, or the Marines for Space, is a subordinate organization to the U.S. Space Command. It will provide space operational support to the Fleet Marine Forces that are working to build convergence capability to increase their warfighting lethality in space. So things are ramping.
So they're increasing their warfighting capability in space. Are they expecting someone to come from space, from outer space? Let's hear it out.
Ramping up. We talk about all the things that happen left and right in terms of executive orders and laws and things that they're putting into motion. Let's take a look here at some of the guys leading this. They're saying that Marine Corps General Matthew G. Gravy will be dual-hatted. He will be the commander of this unit, the Marine Corps Space Unit, and the Marine Corps Cyberspace Command. So this guy's going to be heading the Space Unit and the Cyber Command Unit. They're saying the Space Unit will be based out of Offutt Air Force Base in Nebraska, and the Cyber Unit will be headquartered out of Fort Meade in Maryland. So this is the guy that's going to be running this. They have this brand new unit that they've put into motion, and they're just letting it be known. I mean, all these moves are being made. The very next thing is going to be battles taking place in this domain. It's pretty obvious. So when it pops off, all eyes across the globe could look up to the sky and see these battles being waged. And it will really be historic, and it will be a shifting moment here in history where the wars leave the ground here and head up into the heavens above us full scale. I'm not just talking planes dropping bombs on the ground. I'm talking they're in subspace above the planet, blasting each other, and particles and all this other stuff could just be floating around like space junk does, depending on where they're at. There's a fine line when you get up there. And then when we get into the talk of the bubble, the firmament, and everything else, and what's really happening here, it gets really interesting. And the talk of trying to crack the firmament and all this other stuff. So make sure to join me on D-Lock.
Alright, talk about the firmament and trying to crack the firmament, the bubble, going places where they're not supposed to go. So yes man, let's check out, there's an interesting character we're going to take a look at a little bit more, which I've done a video on partly, of this interesting character. He has something to say about what we're talking about now. This is from the article, JEN article. This UFO hunter was right all along. So they're setting up some space program up there in the heavens of the heavens. Let's check this out. Luis Elizondo helped release Navy videos of the unidentified aerial phenomenon. That's what they're calling them. Last month, the Pentagon confirmed they were real. So All right, the Pentagon confirmed it, so they were real, which we've been saying all along. What they're calling other names, UFOs and aliens. We know what they are. We know they're angels, the Most High's angels. Well, this is what you call controlling the narrative. You see. Anyway, let's carry on, because the E's like to control the narrative, but the prophets have been out there, been warning you what is about to happen from the jump. So this is Luis Elizondo. He says, if we find out one day that aliens really do exist, there's a good chance we will have Luis Elizondo to thank. Right, there you go again, controlling the narrative. You see, that's what he wants to do, control the narrative, plagiarize, take away from the grassroots people, which we've been telling them. And the average everyday Joe have been taking these videos and putting them up on their camcorders and their phones and putting them up, man, for people to see. So we knew it before you did, mate. Which I saw one the other day. I put up on my video with the brothers. We saw that over the Dallas camp and over the brothers' camps are over there. The chariots, so-called UFOs, showing themselves for man to see, for them to identify who the true men of the Lord are. That was irrefutable evidence that was a so-called UFO over the Dallas camp, over the Chicago camps. We've been seeing them. The one I saw just this week over the house, flashing its lights, showing its colours, and it was you saw the actual shape of it. Like I say, every year they're getting closer and closer. So you can't take credit, man. Which the Most High, we're gonna get our credit in that time anyway. We're gonna get our just reward, man. So yeah, Luis Elizondo to thank. Elizondo works as the director, but these are what you call credible witnesses. Right, credible witnesses. Government program with to the start, and you can check out this article for yourself. I didn't write it. TSSA, an aerospace and science commander founded in 2017 by a physicist for the Department of Defense, CIA operatives. Blink is his name. Blink 182 Tom DeLunge. Yeah, I done a video on him too previously. He gave his experience about what he came across with his research about these so-called aliens, which are the Most High angels. It says TSSA specializes in research around unidentified aerial phenomenon, military spark for any unexplained presence in the atmosphere. Before joining the TTSA, Elizondo headed an advanced aerospace threat unidentification program at the Pentagon, an initiative secured and promoted in 2019 by Sen. Harry Reid of Nevada for the study of the anomalies aircraft. Soon after joining the TSSA, Elizondo helped facilitate the release of 3 videos taken by the Nevada pilots of the unidentified objects. Those videos quickly caught the public's attention thanks to part of the ridiculous write-ups in the New York Times just last month. The Defense Department officially released the videos. Like I say, this is what you call controlling the narrative. We've been putting these videos up for the longest time, man, and the prophets, the elders and the apostles and the elders of their elders have been talking about the chariots in Isaiah 66 and 15. 2nd Ezra 13 talks about he had that dream of the chariots, and they've been, like I say, right from Bible times, man. You understand, from the very beginning, they're all in the Bible. Ezekiel speaks about the chariot with the eyes, which are the windows. Zechariah 5 and 4 talks about how they're there, hovering over the house of the thief. These are the chariots, man. So we're going to get the credit anyway. The prophets, the true men of the Lord, speaking the truth from the jump. Yeah, public attention thanks to the part of the ridiculous write-ups in the New York Times. Just last month, the Defense Department officially released the videos and finally acknowledged the presence of these unidentified aerial phenomena. So all you doubters, when you hear credible, so-called credible witnesses, like Air Force pilots and astronauts, you know, Air Force commanders, and we just look at that clip, what they're doing now, building their the Air Force up out there out of space. This is irrefutable, and it's coming more real and more real by the day. Let's read a little bit more. It says, what was the reaction to the Pentagon's acknowledgement of the unidentified aerial phenomenon in the video? Louis Alexander was encouraged by the Pentagon's forthcomingness. Louis was encouraged by the Pentagon's forthcomingness. They were probably encouraged by what they saw, what the prophets have been talking about. They watch what the prophets are saying. And then they go and try and, control, take it for themselves, plagiarize, and take it for themselves and control the narrative, you see. Forthcomingness. And and we're the true forthcoming people. And honesty, this is something that I have been encouraged with for the last 2.5 years after I left the Pentagon, because I think this topic requires a conversation, not just inside. So they want to make it public. They ain't going to have no choice. It's going to be public. The Most High is going to reveal himself more fully anyway when he comes to destroy this place before the missiles come inside the government, but outside as well. I remain optimistic the Pentagon will continue this trend of transparency. Acknowledging there is an issue is always the first step in remedying it. Yeah, because they want to go and try and fight against it and stop the so-called aliens from coming to destroy this place, which are the Most High's angels. Yahweh's angels. God's angels, which you Christians call God. They're God's angels, and they're going to come back to destroy this place and then to make war, and you ain't got no chance setting up all your your so-called energy weapons, your laser weapons to try and shoot down angels. You know that they're spirits, you can't kill them. Well, you're going to find out anyway. Do you think the Pentagon's release of the footage gives TTSA more legitimacy in the public eye? It's helped, is what he said. It's helped the legitimacy of our mission with its transparency and discussion about the topic, fraught with a stigma taboo. Let's not forget, in the last year alone, the Navy has admitted the videos are real. They ain't gonna have no choice, man, but to admit them. When they start getting lasers, when the lasers start licking them left, right, and center, then they start running for them lives. You ain't gonna win, you're gonna lose. And they are, yeah, because I done a video on super spiritual power. Our gift against yours, you lose. Our gift against yours, easy work. It's gonna be easy work for the angels, man, when they come back. They're just gonna be licking you up. They can turn your missiles against you. They can become intangible, which means that the missiles just pass through them. They can't be affected. They can't be touched. They can disrupt all your electronics. Just turn off all your electronics while you're in mid-flow, and you just watch you go down and crash. They've done that already. You understand? Turn your missiles against you, which they've done that already too. They've smashed up some of your aircraft carriers while you try to fire missiles at them. Enough things have been happening, people don't even know. And they've been in your forbidden airspace over the Pentagon, over the White House, making you come out, and when you come out they just disappear. And when you go back in go back in the White House, when you go back in all your military spots, nuclear bases, they go back out. When you come out, they disappear. When you go back in, they reappear on your radars, just making fools and laughing at you, having a laugh, making you look stupid, man. So your gift against our gift, you lose. Easy work, what they can do, which have already displayed a little bit of what they can do anyway. So the videos are real and they are unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAPs, not just unidentified aircraft. It's a huge win for the American people. This is what they're saying, that we can now have a conversation. Yeah, because you really want to try and set up your weapons against them, you know, which you're going to lose, like I say. Yeah, conversation about UAPs without thinking about Elvis on the mothership or little green men, right? It's all folly. But yeah, let's go back. Let's go back. You see, I done a video on this guy here already. What's his companion? His companion's name is Lewis. There's another guy here. Here's his companion, Tom DeLonge. Yeah, go check that video out. He gave his experience. Tom DeLonge. These are all so-called credible witnesses. Christopher Mellon, they give their experience on YouTubes and on their websites. Robert Bill Gillo, Tom DeLonge, so-called credible witnesses for you. George Knapp, they done that. Harold E. Pittoff, yeah, they done a special program. What was it called? I'll tell you in a minute. It was called. This is what it was called. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it was called UFOs Disclassified. UFOs Disclassified. Is this guy here? Yeah, Disclassified UFOs. That was the name of the program they did. So let's get back to this. And they were supposed to be what you call credible witnesses. So it's coming more and more evident, even though they just want to control the narrative for themselves. We don't need them. We don't need them. We already know. We got the scriptures. We got evidence for ourselves. We've seen them with our own eyes. So we don't need no so-called credible witnesses. We know. But for you doubters, this is all for you. You understand? So this is all part and parcel. I want to bring out some precepts of the Operation Warp Speed. You know, Revelation 12 and 12 speaks about they know they have a short period of time. Let's bring out this precept. In Isaiah 14 it says, and I will descend above the heights. 13 it says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend unto heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, I will ascend above the heights of the cloud. Yeah, because there's a word that they use. This gives us 100% proof that the scriptures are spot on. This all explains what these people are like. The pride of their heart have deceived thee. Let's hear the word what they use here.
Each other in particles and all this other stuff could just be floating around like space junk does, depending on where they're at. There's a fine line when you get up there. And then when we get into the talk of the bubble, the firmament, and everything else, and what's really happening here, it gets really interesting. And the talk of trying to crack the firmament and all.
You're right, trying to crack the firmament, the bubble, the firmament. You understand? He says, and I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. That's the bubble, the firmament. And I will be like the Most High. They want to be like God. Go where no man has gone before. Yeah, the Star Trek. That's one of the quotations from Star Trek. Go where no man has gone before. You know, above the firmaments, above the cloud, to crack the firmaments. But in 15, this is their outcome. It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Thou shalt see, and they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, who is this man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Yeah, because most are going to bring you down, and you're going to go back to your original state. Cave beasts. We're going to look down on you where you're supposed to be beneath us. It says, they that see, Thee shall narrowly look upon thee. We're going to look down on thee. You're going to be beneath us, where you originally came from, beneath us, cave beasts, and consider thee, saying, who is this man that made the earth to tremble? Yeah, because all your technology is going to be blown to smithereens, going to be made into space junk. And they that shake kingdoms, you're going to be back into your caveman state again. As they always like to say, we're going to blow you back to the Stone Age. We're going to blow you back to the Stone Age. You like to say that word, but that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to be blown back to the Stone Age, man. Let's bring out the last precept, and the point is already made. But this is just to end it all off, to blow the ball out the park, to lick the ball out the park, the knockout blow. Obadiah 3 says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the cliffs of the rock, and whose habitation is high. Yeah, you see that? I'm going to go up there. I'm going to go up there where they're not supposed to be. What's that word that they use? I like that word.
The bubble, the firmament, and everything else, and what's
Yeah, they're going to go.
really happening here gets really interesting. And the talk of trying to crack the firmament and all.
Yeah, the talk of trying to crack the firmament, to go where no man has gone before. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high. They saith in his that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. As soon as you go up there, he'll let you go up there to take a little peep of something that you can't have. And then once you get a look at it, and you say, and you're in all of it, and you want it, you're going to snatch it out of your grasp, man. So yes, the Most High, that's how the Most High gets down. He let you have a peep of something that you can't have, and then snatch it out of your grasp. You're going to, thou that exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou that set thy nest upon the stars, thence will I bring thee down, thus saith the Lord. Yes, because the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. That's what I'm going to entitle this video. So, Tawada to Yehovah Hashem Yeshua, forgive me the spirit to do this video. Kwam Yashua rise up to the house of David, and Shalak Ram be upon all the wicked, and everything they done will all come crashing down. Past, present, and future. Everything they've done to us will come all crashing down. Past, present, and future. Kala Yehovah Hashem Yeshua, we out.